And welcome to another tradingfootball.eu video, and this time we're going to look at the multiples market, which is something that we don't do very much, and I suspect that not many gamblers or traders on Betfair use either. Now what we want to demonstrate in this particular trade is basically a favourite of the bookmakers. And what is that favourite? Well, they love accumulators. They love old Joe Bloggs coming in on a Saturday afternoon and putting in 8 selections for £5 and hoping to win £1,000, and that just basically very rarely happens, and the bookmakers love them because they just simply lay the bet off if they need to. And that's what we as exchange traders can do, is to sort of potentially lay off any liabilities that we might have should the accumulator go wrong. So what we're going to look at this evening, for this evening's game I should say, which is the Europa League on Thursday the 20th of September. So we're going to open up our Betfair screen. Now we can see the football matches available, and I suspect that Adster or some of the other members will be looking at some of these games here. Liverpool against Young Boys, Newcastle Maritimo, Tottenham Lazio, all good, interesting games, and I'm sure plenty of trading opportunities there. But we're going to head for the multiples market. So we click on multiples, scroll down, and we want the UEFA Europa League and fixtures, which is today. Now when you're doing an accumulator, what you want to do is look at those teams that you think are going to lose, so we're going to be laying them, and also add 1 or maybe even 2 banker win bets. So I've done a little bit of research. I mean, not, to be honest with you, not an exhaustive amount, but as this is kind of an exercise really, and the stakes I'll be using will be sort of very manageable, let's say £10 or £20. So the matches that I've chosen first of all, where I'm going to be laying them. Fenerbahce against Marseille. Now we click on Fenerbahce Marseille and it will bring up 3 potential markets. We want to click on the match odds, and we want to lay Fenerbahce. Go back to our fixtures. The next one we want is Copenhagen against Mold. Again, click on match odds. We'll be laying Mold or Molder. Inter against the Russian side Rubin Kazan. Lay Rubin. Udinese was another one. Udinese against another Russian side, and we want to be laying Udinese. And the last one was Napoli. There we go. This is AIK Stockholm. So we want to lay AIK. And now we want our banker bets that we think are going to win. And I really fancy Genk here, flying high in the Belgian Jupiler League. So we're going to back them. And the last selection as a banker win is Atletico Madrid. We're going to be backing them. Okay, so next stage, we've got our 5 lays and our 2 banker bets to win. So what we're going to do, we want to back this multiple. And be very careful here, you must back this, don't lay it. So you're backing your back selections that they must win, so therefore Genk and Atletico Madrid must win, and all of these lay bets have to be correct as well. Now, what happens? We've laid these various teams here: Fenerbahce, Molde, Rubin, Udinese, AIK. So none of those teams must win. If one of them wins, then unfortunately we lose our bet. But what it means is we've got 2 out of 3 possible outcomes where we can win. And that is the draw and Marseille, the draw and Copenhagen, the draw and Inter, etc., etc. So let's have a look. We're going to be backing this as an accumulator. We're not bothering with 6 folds, 5 folds, etc. So type in here, let's put in our bet. I'll put in £100 here. Now before you click the bet, you want to submit the bet, you want to view the odds. It should be about 10 to 1. There we go, yeah. So our total stake is 100, which we can lose. I've explained how we can lose. Our potential profit is £945. Okay, let's make that less scary. So you click on edit your bet. Do make sure you don't place your bet until you're absolutely sure about your staking and your selections. So let's put this at £10. View the odds. And there we go. So we can win sort of near enough £100 if all of our selections are correct. Now, what would happen? Let's place the bets anyway for £100. So the most we can lose is 10 quid, basically. Okay. Now, obviously, during the games, we can trade if we want to, knowing that we've got a potential £95 profit potential to play with. Now, as some of the older members who've seen me do some of these multiples before, it's always preferable to choose games where the kick-off times are staggered. That gives us an opportunity to trade a particular game knowing already what a previous game's result might have been. All of these games are actually starting at what is it, 1800. Well, I'm an hour ahead here. Sorry. Yeah, about 6 o'clock UK time, and some of them are 8 o'clock. So I'll have to check on the times just quickly of these games. But as a general rule, it's a good idea if you've got kind of 4 or 5 selections, if you could have all of these games at different kick-off times. Then when you come to actually trading in play, if you need to, in other words, to get out of trouble or to cover a bet as an insurance, for example, then it's handy to know what a previous game's result has been. So we've got we've got Copenhagen, Fenerbahce. So we've got 3 of our selections, 4 of our selections, 5 of our selections are at 8 o'clock UK time. With other ones, yeah, we got 8:05 for Genk and Inter. Yeah. Okay. So bear that in mind. Try to pick games where the kick-off times are in fact staggered. Now, what could happen? Let's say Fenerbahce are winning. We don't want them to do that. We either want Marseille or a draw. So if Fenerbahce are winning at some point during the game in play, we can actually use some of this potential £95 profit and perhaps cover our stake with a back of some correct scores, for example, and the same with all the others. Should they our selections that we want to lose, should they be winning, we can do something in play if necessary. Remember, we've only got to cover our £10 stake here. Okay, well that's that. It's it's a slightly different way of trading, but for a sort of a minimal £10 stake. Some of you may want to get involved with that. Adster, I know this evening, Thursday the 20th of September, I'm sure we'll be looking at other games, but I'll be there. Bingo will be there tonight for in the chat room, so we can always have a play around for those that are interested. Okay, hope to see you in the green room, and good luck with it.